Now, Worth Apollo was born in the windy city of Port Elizabeth, and ever since she was 14 years old, Belinda Davids has been wowing both local and international crowds with the ability to sing just like Whitney Houston.
Sononos.
Memory, that is all I'm thinking.
Fofos.
With me.
Sololo.
So goodbye. In 2017, Belinda was crowned as the winner of the BBC special, Even Better Than the Real Thing. She's much better than this real thing. So if you remember, not so long ago, we showed you a clip of her performing on Whitney's many hits at the Apollo Theatre in New York. And mind you, they say the crowd at the Apollo is a tough crowd to please. All the comedians tell me this. But nonetheless, Belinda received an entire standing ovation, and now she is back in South Africa for her annual, not just once, annual, the greatest love of all, the Whitney Houston show at Emperor's Palace. Without wasting further time, and should I sing one more time?
No.
Just introduce
Ladies
Belinda.
and gentlemen, please welcome to Training SA, Belinda Davids!
I love her voice. Also, it's not the vibrato is not here. It's in the lip. Remember?
All right.
I can't do it when I'm not singing, but it just happens.
No, he's going to show us just now. So listen, let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. I'm going to stop singing.
Does everybody
Sing at you.
No.
Just such weirdos on this TV show.
They don't sing at me, but you know, they always want me to sing, so.
Sure. That's good. But we're going to do that later. What I want to know is, you're 14 years old when you sort of caught the Whitney bug. What, and you had no sort of vocal training outside of that. What inspired the Whitney direction?
I think it was the first time I heard her perform with Teddy Pendergrass. Do you guys remember Hold Me, the song Hold Me? Do you remember that? She was 17 years old, I think, when she did that song with him. And I was 8 years old. So the first time I heard her do that song, that was the connection right there. That's when I said, okay, I'm not gonna, for me now that I'm grown and I understand what music is, it wasn't, okay, I'm gonna sound just like her. I just wanted to sing. But I wanted to sing like her. I didn't want to sound like her, I just wanted to sing like her.
Right, I get that.
So we know that success is not an overnight thing. Must have worked, your childhood, especially being discovered so early. Yeah. Tell us about how that came about.
Well, it was, I knew that I wanted to sing. And, I didn't really have a lot of people that pushed me to do what I wanted to do. I had to push myself. So over a period of 25 years, it was the constant struggle and pushing and knowing your identity and coming out of it and trying to go back to it again. It was really hard. But, I'm here and I'm with you guys, and it's exciting. I've always said when I was a little girl, one day I'm going to be on TV.
And here you are.
And here it is.
I'm not just on TV, but I'm also doing my idol's music. So.
Yes, and you're on world stages.
And I'm enjoying it. I love it. I love it so much.
You are absolutely incredible. For so many years, you've almost become Whitney. How do you channel, the Whitney before you perform? Do you think of Bobby like, hey, Bobby, I love you, Bobby.
You be Lulu. No, I don't. No, I don't. It's a thing. It's a thing when you put on the costumes. It's a thing when you do the makeup. It's a thing when you do the hair. And the minute the minute I step on stage, something happens because I feel like I want to walk like her. I feel like I want to do her hand movements. I feel like I want to pull my face like hers. But that's a part of the show, and that's bringing the full experience to everyone who loved her so much and misses her and still want her to be here.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest highlights of your life, I suppose, was being cast the greatest love of all. And I want to know a bit of the backstory of how that came about, how that experience came together for you. And also, were you cast because eerily, they said that was my doppelganger, but you have a doppelganger-esque thing with Whitney. It's so crazy.
Thank you. You know what it is? It's when I did the auditions, I did the auditions over a period of 3 weeks.
Okay.
And I went through the whole thing of doing the costumes, and I didn't have costumes, and I tore my clothes like her again. Tore my clothes like her, and I pulled up my braids because I just had a baby. I had a 3-month-old baby. So, I didn't think about doing this, but when I did, and I was picked to do this, I literally sat down with the director and I said, really? 15,000 people? Me?
Yeah.
You found me? You couldn't find anyone else. He said, and this was his words, he said, we found the look, but there wasn't the voice. And we found the voice, but there wasn't the look. And then we came here,
Yes.
and we saw you, and for some reason, the whole mess worked.
That's
so,
amazing.
out of so many people, I guess, I'm grateful and I'm
Divine.
blessed.
Because you're great.
Thank you.
No, we saw, Lala, we saw. You're absolutely incredible.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so look, I mean, you've not only just worked on these kinds of projects, you're a backup singer to Keisha Cole, to Kerry Hilson, The Temptations. I mean, Monica, how do you train your voice? Because, I mean, Whitney singing is, I'm no singing expert, as I've displayed in the last half an hour. But how do you train your voice for other sort of, more formal backup singing and things like that?
Okay, so if you listen to, let's just use one of the greatest performers of all time these days, Beyonce.
Oh,
right?
yes.
If you go back to her earlier days, you will note that her voice was not as full as it is today. Things change, you evolve, you learn, you change the technique in your voice. There's so many things that you have to do in order to adapt to whatever project you take on. Not too long ago, I did something and I had to do a song in Afrikaans and I had to change. I had to sort of step away from the Whitney mode and I had to do something else. So I had to change my tone. It's all things that, if you're really, and I'm going to try and be very modest about this, but if you're a really good artist, if you're a really great artist, if you take care of yourself, if you know your body, then you should be able to do those things. You should be able to do those things. I mean, I'm sure you guys camouflage all the time. If you have to go and do a different project, you have to change your image. You have to change your image. You have to change your way, So it's pretty much the same thing. But see, the passion and the love of doing Whitney comes easy. It comes easy because I loved her so much. I loved listening to her so much. So it's very easy for me to channel that thing that she gave to me. She gave me that thing as a gift. Besides the fact that I have a God-given talent, she gave me that thing, and it's very easy, and it's really nice to be able to do it.
Amazing.
Belinda, the time has come. Everybody asks you to sing. We cannot have you here on our show without giving you an opportunity, giving ourselves the opportunity. Please, will you give us a little something? The stage
I'm going to try.
is yours.
I've been busy all day, guys.
You got this. You've got this.
Ooh,
It's
so
in
where
the
does it
suit.
have all
It's in
the
the
All right, so this is Belinda Davids. Everybody!
Okay, but everyone needs to sing along. Ooh. Hey. Am I on? Can you hear
Yes,
it?
you are.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Hey. You want to dance? Clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away.